This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Shalom Aleichem, Bruchim Haba. We're continuing in Mishna Berura, Daf Hashavua. We're learning Siman and Gimel, Siv Chaf. Im echad roitz lamer tefillah b'shval aviv, ve'echad roitz lamer b'shval acher. Mi sheyirtza hakol sheyomer tefillah hu yamer. Somebody wants to say the tefillah for his father. He wants to daven Liloi Nishmas, his father. And someone who wants to daven for somebody else, he should say it. Whoever the Kehila wants. It's up to the Tzibbur. The guy can't say, well, I have yahrzeit for my father. The other guy says, I have yahrzeit for my goldfish's nephew. So you'd say, okay, the guy gets Kedima, he's davening for his father. It doesn't matter what he wants to daven for. If the guy can't read the words and the Tzibbur doesn't want him to get up there, they get to choose who davens. Now, here's a big misconception. Many people say, I'll be Moichal, I'll let the other guy down for the Amud, and because I'll say Kaddish anyway. Kaddish is a bigger mitzvah. Adirabba, just the opposite. Davening for the Amud is a bigger mitzvah. You have no right to. People say, yeah, I'll let him daven. That's very nice. You want to give away your parents' zechus. That's very nice of you. After all they've done for you, that's very nice. You want to let somebody else daven. Who says you're allowed to do that? It's a question. But the first thing a person has to know is the bigger zechus is to daven for the Amud than to say Kaddish. So the Mishna Berura says, "V'shul aviv per shemeis aviv v'roitzos val kedar chavim ki tefilo hi yoser mitzvah me'amiras haKaddish." Davening for the Amud is a bigger mitzvah than saying Kaddish. Sheyirtza hakol. Why does it go by who the Tzibbur wants? Says the Mishna Berura, "Hatam dedavka Kaddish yachalomer b'shval aviv ve'ein rishus b'yad hakol chaysak." Only Kaddish one could say for a parent, and the Tzibbur can't push him away. Cannot be a shliach for the Tzibbur against their will. What do you do if you have two people who are both equal chiyuvim? What do you do then? So the Bir Halacha says in Siman Kuf Lamed Beis in the Maimer Kaddishin that you make a goyrel. You put two little tzetlach in a hat, and you make a raffle. Whoever wins gets to daven till Ashrei, and the other guy davens from Ashrei and on. Now from here, Rav Moshe Feinstein learns out a very interesting halacha. That even somebody who wants to daven for a niftar must get the consent of the people. In other words, a guy who can't really daven for the Amud, he doesn't do a good job. So you go, oh, I'm a Chiyuv. Yeah, you're a Chiyuv, but we're not a Chiyuv. We're not a Chiyuv to have you daven. You're a Chiyuv to daven. So you find a naive Tzibbur that's willing to listen to you. But the guy who's a Chiyuv cannot force the Tzibbur. If the Tzibbur doesn't like him, then it's not a matter of them being maver on their midos. He's not entitled. That's what Rav Moshe says. V'chein sheyichoylem ha-Tzibbur l'rtzois sheyispalel avor niftar gam mi she'ena b'nai ela karev ba'alma. In other words, let's like this. Somebody passed away. The son wants to daven. So the son says, I'm going to daven Leilonish as my father. No. The Tzibbur says, Ploini's going to daven for your father. What do you mean Ploini's not related? Okay. But at least we don't have to hear you. That's what Rav Moshe says. The Tzibbur has every right in the world to say, you can't daven. Meaning the Chiyuv is on the person, is not on the Tzibbur. There's no Chiyuv on the Tzibbur. There's no obligation, and there's no Inyan. In other words, the Tzibbur in no way is required to say, well, he's a Chiyuv. Yeah, he's a Chiyuv. So good for him. That's not a Chiyuv on the Tzibbur. Lamaisa, Rav Moshe says that's not the reality. The reality is the guy's going to do it, and lots of luck moving him away. Because it's not easy to find bulldozers in the morning to get the guy off the Amud. If you could find that or that hour, usually they don't start going until, 8:30 a.m., 9 a.m. Before that, lots of luck getting the Avil away. But, this is in the laboratory. Technically, the Chiyuv is on the individual, but not on the Tzibbur. The Tzibbur could say, you have a Chiyuv, we don't have a Chiyuv. Okay, the Mishna Berura continues. Sorry, I'm not hearing. 1 second. I'm gonna make you louder.
We have to have this. We'll have to let us can have to get ready. Yeah, copy that.
I don't know. I don't know. L'chayra, that should not be done because Tachnun is Ketfila Arichta Dami. Tachnun is Parsha Shemona Esrei. L'chayra, you should not switch it then. But we have to see further. The Mishna Berura says further. Regarding this, it's like a shliach tzibur. That one person can't be moich and say, no, I don't want him davening for his relative. Either you follow the roif or you follow the selected officials. Some shuls, the rule is the hired shliach tzibur davens and not the avel. So ein lidcha is a takana. It's a good takana. Boy, is it a good takana not to let the avel daven. Why? The nasis of the ame haratzos. It was made for amaratzim. Sheinum yoidim, they don't know. Mavinam abrachas, they don't understand the brachas v'atilas. So omrim ta'as, they say baruch, they say ata. They mispronounce every word. How could you put them up there? They don't know. It's baruch, ata. So this way we have a set guy who knows how to read. He knows the difference between, let's say, English and Chinese and Lashon HaKodesh. So, Mishna Berura says a good takana. Ve'iko zilusa. It's an embarrassment to put the guy up there. Therefore, they make a takana. Even those who know shouldn't daven. Nevertheless, in a place where there is no takana and there's no minhag kavua, mitzvah lahakol la'aniach la'avel l'spala. There's a mitzvah on the Tzibbur to allow the avel to daven. Why? Shu nachas ruach lameis. It's a nachas ruach for the mace. Umatzila midino shel gehenim. In other words, the same way shuls are collecting money to release hostages from Hamas. It's a very big Indian, pidyon shvuyim. Everyone should give money to release Jews from Hamas. But now we have another Jew. He's in captivity. He's in a bad place. He's in Gehenna. So even though you don't like the way the guy davens, he gurgles a little bit. It's mamish pidyon shvuyim. It's a mitzvah. You're not mechuyev to, but think of it like that. The guy's in a place like God. He's in Gehenna. So try to help the guy get out. However, the Dirshu brings from the Sefer Mincha Ukedusha. This is from Rabbi Isra Panovich. If the kid is not reading the words correctly, then not only is he not getting the father out of Gehenna, he's putting him in deeper Gehenna. So he's better off not davening for the Amud. So then it's not a mitzvah. In other words, it goes both ways. On the one hand, it's a mitzvah to let the kid daven for the Amud if he knows how to daven. Doesn't know how to daven, it's a mitzvah not to let him daven for the Amud. If he can't pronounce the words, ein loy l'spal l'fnei Amud. Kasav Magen Avram. Im yesh avel u'mayal. You have two people in the shul. You have an avel, you have a mayal. The avel will be pushed away from the mayal. You hear this? A mayal has kedima over an avel. You know why? Because the mayal's the one with the knife. No, I'm just joking. That's not the reason why. Because the avel might have other weapons on him. But halachically, the mayal comes before. Realistically, I doubt you'll ever see that happen. A yard side pushes off a mayal and an avel. However, the Bir Halacha says in the Maimar Kadishin that's only he pushes off an avel within 12 months, but an avel within 30 days. Regarding saying Kaddish, they should divide it. By the way, the avel takes precedence over the yard site. An avel toich shloishim takes precedence over a yard site. And Rav Moshe writes, and the Gesher Chaim writes, an Ovel Tach Shloshim davens until Ashrei, and the yahrzeit will daven after Ashrei. I don't know if they do that in shuls. I have a feeling the guy with the yahrzeit, he's coming in with herring and other weapons that you don't want to start up with him. Basically, the rule is a man with herring you don't start up with. But halachically, he's dead wrong. He's more dead wrong than the herring itself. He's not allowed. I mean, a guy with herring cannot say, look, I have yahrzeit today. I want to down for the Amud. You're only an Avil Tach Shloshim. I would advise the guy who's an Avil Tach Shloshim, he should also bring in herring. This way he could get the Amud and then follow the halacha. Or he should daven in a different minyan. But he should not give up. He shouldn't say, well, I'll be Mavra my Midos. Yeah, you should be Mavra your Midos. But you can't give up your parents' chus, so you should daven somewhere else. But the halacha is, the Avil takes precedence over the yahrzeit. This is all if the kahal lets. At any time, the kahal could say, this guy, he can't read Hebrew. We don't want him. It's yahrzeit and to Avel Tach Shloshim, and he has matches herring. The Tzibbur could still say, we don't want him. Fine. Hu yoymar uvetfilas marav shu enoi kneget tmidim ra kneget evarmu padarim. Ooh, this is a geshmaka halacha. Until now, we're learning that the Tzibbur has a right to say, we don't want you to daven. Why? Because tefillah is kneget tmidim. And therefore, you're our shliach. We don't want you to be a shliach against our will. The guy could say, but this is marav. Which tamid is marav keneged? Tamid shel shachar, there's tamid shel bein arbayim, but marav is keneged hektar chalavim ve'ivarim. I don't need your rishus to daven marav. You hear this? This is an alumnus. The din that the tzibur can be ma'akev is only shachris and mincha, not marav. Efshir dein tzarch das balam ein akol yichayim la'akev la'ovel l'sbala marav. The mitzvah sheyisbala mishamesa of v'imay. But lamaisa, if the tzibur doesn't want the guy, you should not fight with the tzibur. Bottom line is, in Siman Tavkuf Pei Aleph Simkan Yud Aleph, the Mishna Berura says that if it's going to cause a fight, don't daven. And even if the guy who davens, he's a mafioso, and he's not even Jewish. He's a member of, I don't know what. He's a member, he lives in Iran. Better him daven than to cause a machlokes. Aruch HaShulchan says about this, we say, Kol Hasam Ar Choisav Zoicha V'Roya B'Yishuas Aleichem. Says Achsam Sofer, if you take someone else's tefillah, it does not work for your parent, and the merit goes to the other guy's parent. Okay. As you can see, this is a very sensitive topic. Siv Chaf Aleph. Ein lamana shel tzibur al pisar oved gilulim af al pisar oved tzibur chafetzim bay. You cannot allow a Gentile officer to appoint a shliach tzibur, even though the majority of the tzibur wants him. It says Mishaf al pisar oved tzibur chafetzim bay. V'asar bikesh me'ami and hamamanim she'askimu alav. Even though the majority of the tzibur wants it. And the Sar asked the Miyot to agree to him, because heaven forbid to accept any appointment through Ovdei Kacham Azalis. Siv Chaf Beis. Shliach tzibur b'sachar adif tfei mi b'nadava. It's better to pay a shliach tzibur than to have him do it for free. No, I don't want to take money. No, pal, take the money. This way we own you and we can tell you what to do. It's always, in general, that's a good idea. But the Mishna Berura says, the Mechaber says, better a shliach tzibur gets paid than if he does it for free. Why? Because this way you pay the guy, then somebody who's not worthy, he can't get up to daven. if he's going to do it on his own, or it's just the sunnah l'koil. So it's a bad policy. A shul that doesn't pay its Baalei Tefillah, bad policy. This way you pay the Baal Tefillah, then you get to choose who gets to daven. He's going to daven better. The Shir Tzibur is going to daven better. What? He's going to make sure he doesn't strain his voice the week before. He's going to make sure he gets a good night's sleep the week before. But don't take people who do things for free. You're not going to get a good job. It's a halacha. You hear this? It's a halacha. Now you want a guy to say, nah, I'll put in, I'll build your house for free. That's your prerogative. But if you can't have a guy say, I'll do it for free, he's not going to do a good job. Even though, listen to this, you have Pavarati, he's going to do it for free. And the Aniyim could say, look, we're members of the shul, but why do we have to contribute to this? Why should we have to contribute to this? We have a guy who's willing to do it for free. Why should we pay a chazan? The Aniyim got to contribute. Sheshas b'sachar adif. Better to pay him. Lehispalel? Okay, a little bit more. The Rama says, Hagav eno la'adam l'spal b'loy ratzanakal. A person should not daven, says Mishra Oilutkaya, or to blow the shofar. Okay, let's hold it here. We'll pick it up as is Hashem next week. Thanks everybody for joining. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful Shabbos.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.